Hello everyone, my name's Kevin Moran, PG Professional here at Craig Dolly Golf. We're going to run through a little custom fitting today, just show you guys an insight of what we do every single day with Trackman, with all our fitting kit here at Bombay Castle Golf Club. We also do it at Coney Clays as well. Give you guys an insight. If you've not been fitted before, encourage you to come along and show you the difference it makes. Our first protocol with regards to a dynamic custom fit is we're going to measure Scott here for the correct length of golf club. The correct length is determined based on your strike pattern on the face. There's a lot of people get caught up in the fact that they're taller, they need to play with longer clubs and shorter clubs. You normally find that, but using myself as an example, I'm 6'3" and my driver's half an inch shorter. So it's just based on what length of club suits your strike pattern. We'll look at Scott's strike pattern just now. If he is striking it towards the toe, it can suggest the club's a little bit too short, and vice versa towards the heel a little bit too long. So we're going to look at what's the most consistent, what feels comfortable, and can we get it as close to the centre as possible. Let's see how we go. Scott's hit a series of shots and we can see on the face tape that we put on the club that there's quite a consistent marking towards the toe of the club. So as we talked about, that can suggest that the club's a little bit too short for him. So what we're going to do is lengthen the club slightly, see if we can get that strike pattern to move more towards the centre, and see what the feedback is with Scott, if it feels comfortable in his hands, and then we can analyse the ball flight, make sure it's as consistent as what we want. A series more shots with a slightly longer shaft. It's half an inch longer than a standard shaft, which is 37.5 inches. We can see that the strike pattern is more towards the centre now, so we've managed to get the strike pattern where we want it to, rather than towards the toe. We actually tried out a 38 inch, which is an inch longer, but we found it's just too uncomfortable and affected Scott's posture, so we kept it with the 37.5, and we can see that we've got it dead centre. So we're going to move on to the lie angle now. I've popped some tape on the sole of Scott's club here. I'm just going to measure the lie angle. We've done this with the suggested length, so 37.5 length. It's important we do that so that the angle of the club is what it's going to be when he gets the set. And we're going to measure this to see whereabouts the centre of the club is pointing. So we can see that if the club is perhaps a little bit toed down, it then points the centre a little bit to the right. Vice versa, we can see that it points to the left. So we want it to be as consistent to the centre as possible with the suggested length. Let's see how it goes. Series of shots with the lie tape on the sole of the club. We can see that the markings are coming right off the centre of the club face. We're also happy with the flight of the ball. It was on the target, so there was no issues really to change the lie angle. We are going to clarify this with the Mizuno DNA fitting shaft, which is a device we use to pretty much give us an idea of what we can't see. So we're going to clarify the lie angle with that, but based on the ball flight, based on the comfort, we're happy to keep it as standard. So let's see if we've got on with the DNA. We've got the Mizuno DNA 3D shaft optimizer. We've also got it in the half inch longer length with the standard lie angle with the head that Scott's been using. This little device gives us his club head speed, but also gives us 4 different parts of his golf swing. And it measures it based on effectively how he affects the shaft during his golf swing. This will then suggest 3 different shafts, 3 of the top shafts in the market for his golf swing. So it saves us having to try every single shaft in the market to guess effectively where he's going to be. We're going to pinpoint it based on his swing characteristics. We're also going to clarify the lie angle while we're at it, and then from then on we've got the length, the lie and the shaft. Okay, so we can see from Scott's shots that he's played here, his club head speed is on average 93 miles an hour. We can see his tempo is the highest number at them all. So the tempo suggests that there's a quick change in direction at the top of the swing. So it's measuring how much how much stress effectively that Scott puts on the shaft at the top of the swing. And you can see his toe down, kick angle and release factor, so his three main areas as he comes down into impact with the ball are relatively neutral, all around 4 and 5. So we're going to look at the shafts that's recommended based on that high tempo. And we can see that the shaft recommended is a C taper and an X flex. It's 130 grams, and you'll see that the top three shafts, the KBS Tour X and the Dynamic Gold X, which is below it, also is 130 grams. That is based on the fact that Scott's club head speed suggests just under an X flex, but it's also got a quick tempo, which would need a lot more stability, hence the heavier version of a shaft. So what we're going to do is grab those three shafts, pop them in a couple of different heads and see if we can get the best combination from shaft to head, which will then allow us set to be complete.
We're on Trackman with Scott's results from the three heads. So we've got the C-Taper X Flex shaft, 1/2 inch longer, standard lie. These are the results from the three heads effectively with that shaft. So looks like a lot of gibberish, but we're using some detail here to get an idea roughly what the best head was. So we can see from here his total distance. We'll be focusing more on the carry to get an idea roughly what the ball flight's doing. In this area here, the ball speed, how efficient is the shaft and head combination, which is the most important part of this part of the fitting. So we can see that the Mizuno MMC has got us 134 miles an hour ball speed. If we come up to the split cavity head in Mizuno as well, we can see that that lacked a little bit at 127. Also, we launched that a little bit higher and lost a lot more distance off it. We then tried the MP18 blade. Now, interestingly enough, we actually got more distance with it. We lost a little bit of ball speed, and also Scott felt as if it really wasn't as comfortable as what the MMC was. A little bit more forgiveness in that rather than looking down at a thin blade. So we selected the MMC head to go with the shaft. Now we're going to find out what combination he needs in his bag to make sure it's got suitable gapping.
Fitting today here at Craig Donnelly Golf. It was really good. It's the first time I've ever been on the Trackman, and I was overseen by a PGA professional. In my fitting today, I was actually ironically fitted for the same shaft I already have in my irons. Now, the difference was that it was the length, so currently I had standard length, but I've been fitted for 1/2 inch on. Also, what was different was the lie of the club and the club head I was actually fitted for. This was got a little bit more cavity, so a little bit more forgiveness on the off strikes. I really was impressed by the Mizuno 3D optimizer. So I got my lie fitted on the lie board, but that actually backed it up, and that shows us things we can't see with the eye. If anyone is thinking about getting custom fitted, I can't recommend Craig Donnelly Golf enough. You'll be come along, fitted on Trackman, all by PGA professionals.